Welcome to the Voice of Football podcast. I'm Jack.
And I'm Matt.
And we're going to go through some of our predictions from last week and check out how little we know about football.
Yeah, I don't think we did very well on our predictions.
It was a rather poor effort, but this week might be better, so you never know. And then go through some transfer gossip and give our predictions for next week. So, to start us off, Yeovil Man United, we got that one right.
Yeah, we both said Man United win.
Yes. Sanchez didn't get a hat-trick.
He didn't get a hat-trick, no. In fact, he didn't really do... Oh, no, he got 2 assists.
He did get 2 assists, to be fair.
2 assists, yeah.
I watched the game and kind of kept an eye on him, and I was like...
You just watch him.
It's the same as he always does. He just gets the ball a lot and tries to do something.
He just does something with the ball.
And it's like 99% of the time he kicks it to them, but 1% of the time he's like, I made a great assist. And you're like, okay. You're good. I'll let you off.
I think it was Ander Herrera or something that said he's just amazed by how much he tries. Like, I think he shows everyone up just by how much effort he puts in. Like, if he either loses the ball or somebody else loses the ball, he's constantly back there like, trying to win it. Yeah,
he's like, that's the thing you get out of him, and it's kind of like a nice Mourinho thing, is to get like some good effort, especially like closing down. Like, what did someone else said he was like their first defender or something? Yeah, because he's like all the way up there. I was like, oh, he loves a bit of potch pressing. Chelsea beat Newcastle. We also said that would happen.
Yeah, we predicted
probably not
that
the
as well.
Most impressive prediction, to be fair, but
I think we thought they'd struggle a little bit because it was thought that they are struggling to score, hence why they were looking for a striker in the transfer window. But they'd just come off the back of a 4-0 win, and then followed that up with a 3-0 win, so it all looked fine.
Yeah, that was alright. I mean, maybe our prediction was meant to be for the next Chelsea game, but we just got them in the wrong order.
Yeah.
We said that Cardiff might do well against Man City. Didn't come true.
They did better than most teams in the Premier League have done against City this season. Held them to a 2-0 loss.
That's true.
Didn't concede over 2.
It's nothing that surprising in that. And then we're on to some games that start to matter. Not the FA Cup. No one wants to be in the FA Cup anymore.
No one's bothered about
boring.
The FA Cup. You was an Arsenal fan, yeah. You must be over it by now.
FA Cup, we've just won it so many times. Like, you guys can have it. Just have it for a season.
Yeah, you were just like, you know what, we're bored of winning it. Someone else win it.
You can't be that kid in school that always has all the cool toys. You have to let someone else play for a change, you know?
I have always thought there's something suspicious going on with the fact that you're sponsored by Emirates, and then it's also the Emirates FA Cup. I don't know how it would work, but I'm sure they're doing something to help you win it.
They put a magnet in the ball.
Yeah,
and then they put one in the goal. And just like, sometimes, Cahill can't help but kick it into his own goal or something, and that's it. So then Bournemouth beat Chelsea.
That was the shock result.
Was the shock
of the weekend. Because again, we thought... I think we said Bournemouth were a nice footballing team, but they get found out against teams like Chelsea. And that didn't happen at all. Especially after Chelsea had just won 4-0 and then 3-0. You think they just deal with Bournemouth, but struggled a lot. I mean, admittedly, they didn't have Morata, and now Batshuayi's gone. And Giroud couldn't play.
Yeah, they had Giroud watching from the sidelines.
Yeah, so they stuck Hazard up front, which we saw against you in the Carabao Cup. Didn't seem to work with Hazard as a striker option. Even though he said himself that he can play there, it doesn't look like he can play there.
That's what I was thinking after we said about it last week, and him being like, I can play up front. We don't need anyone else. And then the second he plays up front, I was like, oh, dude.
Yeah.
Kind of ruined that one a little bit, didn't you, mate? But, I know if you saw, like, Giroud sitting like on the bench and his head was like flicking every now and then trying to head the... He's like, give me Aspilicueta whips in.
Cross it, go on, head it.
Had a bit of a twitch going on, just trying to nod it in. Doing scorpion kicks, practising. Bless him. Then Southampton-Brighton, we got that one right, they drew.
That was a draw.
Probably no one cares, so move on to the next one. Man City won 3-0. We actually said that one right, so,
Yeah, we actually predicted that. That was like a Super 6 score there.
Yeah, Jeff
we actually got the result right. 3-0. Against who was it?
West Brom. That's who it was against.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, so now we thought that would be... We thought West Brom might be all right because they're just so solid defensively.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I think they were actually for quite a large proportion of the game.
I did hear.
It was 1-0 for ages.
I heard Alan Pardew before the game saying that their game plan was to hold out for 80 minutes and then put 3 strikers on, and that was ruined quite quickly. Because
he said this before the game.
Yeah.
What? Why would you say that before the game? Guardiola would just be sitting there in the dressing room, just being like, "Well, we know what they're going to do."
Well, I think he already knew what they were going to do. It's a bit like Guardiola coming out and saying we're going to pass the ball around and score some goals, and I hope so. Kind of predicted that one.
Yeah, but then he could have just sat there and been like, "Well, we won't really play for 80 minutes then, and we'll just go full intensity on the 80th minute when the 3 strikers come on."
I mean, you could have done, but it doesn't seem like a good idea, does it? To go like, you know what, we only need 10 minutes.
I think they're that good. They can just be like, yeah, we'll just pass the ball around. 70% possession or something they keep having in those sorts of games. So I think they're quite comfortable.
Yeah, they're a special team. But now they're even further in the lead with Man United losing to Spurs.
The Tottenham Man United game. What a game.
Gifting the title to Man City.
Now that was a to be honest, we're just trying to get top 4. I would usually be annoyed that we've just increased the lead for City, but yeah, we need top 4 right now, so we needed to win that, and you lost, so we needed to get further away from you. But yeah, we did. I think I predicted that one right. I said if Eriksen plays, we'll win, and in 11 seconds he decided it. Really,
that was it. I mean, Harry Kane was in the opposition half, apparently, so... Clearly should have redone the kickoff.
Yes, I have seen that. Yeah, that's one of those rules that's like... It's not a thing until you score, and then somebody's like, actually...
Yeah.
Can you see he's in the opposition half? When does that ever get... I suppose people just don't really go into the other half. But I was like, when would that ever get retaken? It's sort
of like when players score a penalty but the keeper's off his line and we all let it go.
Yeah.
But then when the keeper saves it and he's off his line, everyone's like, whoa, back up here, he was off his line there.
I'm pretty sure I always see as well keepers when they have the ball in their hands in the box and they kick it out. I'm pretty sure they always go over the line with the ball in their hand. I'm sure I always see that happen.
Oh yeah.
And that doesn't get spotted. But that's, like you said, it's just one of those things. It's just like, yeah, just let it go.
What did you make of the game itself? I don't know if you didn't watch it, but
I did watch it actually.
You did watch it.
I did watch it.
You watched it.
Yeah, I'm off my streak of not watching Tottenham, and we won for once, which was quite surprising. To be honest, I was actually impressed with Man United. I think I moaned last week that they were just set up to defend, but they conceded 11 seconds in, and they really went for it still. I mean, I suppose they had to, because their game plan was very broken. I think if we didn't score, probably would have just defended for 90 minutes. But yeah, they actually created quite a few chances. And then the unfortunate own goal from Phil Jones, quite a funny one, admittedly, I think just killed them off. And I think we should have had more. I think it should have been a really comfortable victory. It should have been like 4-0. But De Gea, as he does, just made several saves and stopped us. Harry Kane though, still waiting for the 100th goal. It's reminded me a little bit of his dry spell every August or whatever it is that he just can't score. He looks like a man. It just needs to come off his shin. He just needs to get the 100th goal and then be like, I've got it.
Yeah, there were a couple of times I saw in the second half where it was like he'd come forward and he'd shoot in somewhere where I didn't think he normally would have shot, and I was like, Harry, you're trying too hard.
A couple of his shots, I was like, he's taken an extra touch there, or he's put it across goal when usually he'd hit it near post or something like that. He just didn't seem quite right. So he just needs to get that goal. Someone just needs to pass it across goal to him or something, score a tap in, get the 100th goal and be like, I've done it. Let's just carry on scoring now. I don't know if that is actually affecting him, but it looks like it is slightly. Other than that, it was a very good game, actually. I was impressed. Dele Alli was pretty good, actually. I don't know what happened to Man United's midfield. I don't know if it's because they came to attack that we just passed around. I'm not sure. I saw bit of match of the day analysis that was saying that it was because Pogba was playing so far forwards that every time, because Matic would drop deep,
right,
and then they were constantly out of line with each other, and we could just pass in like a triangle, and it was just through their entire midfield. So he was trying to. So that I think that was why Mourinho brought Fellaini on, was to try and be a bit disciplined in that centre mid and stick back a little bit. But yeah, we just
I don't know.
passed right through.
I wasn't particularly convinced. I only watched the second half, but I wasn't particularly convinced by Man United. I thought that Matic and Pogba seemed to be doing like a reasonable-ish job, but they had they either had the problem where they had those two just sitting there and then no one going forward, really.
Yeah.
Like they were just like passing it forward and going, "Oh, Lukaku, you can do something," and he's like, "I need help." Or they just had like no width at all. Like Sanchez loves to come and get the ball because he thinks he can do it. And then what did they have, like Martial and Lingard, and everyone was packed in that middle part. Yeah. And it makes it, when you were watching like Tottenham go forward, you were like, there's Trippier on one side and Ben Davies on the other, and it like pegs them back, and there's crosses and there's space in the middle because they're so wide. Whereas when United were going forward, it was like they give it to Lukaku and hope he does something. He's surrounded by four players.
He's the big man up front. Get it to him, and he'll bring in. You hope that Sanchez and like Lingard, was it Lingard or Martial on first? One of those two. Yeah, he'd bring into play anyway. You sort of hope that he passed it to someone and they create the width, but everyone just kept him coming into the middle. Yeah,
I felt sorry for Sanchez, to be fair to him, because every time he got the ball, there were like 5 people around him. And I was like, don't bother.
I mean, my standout moment of the game is Dele Alli absolutely kicking him for no reason whatsoever. Sanchez just walking off with the ball, like near Manchester United's box, I think it is as well, and he just swings and just takes his leg out. And then Sanchez goes to start a fight on him, at which point Ali's just like, not having any of it, mate. I think it's Lamella that comes over and just takes Sanchez away.
That was my favourite bit, was just his face. Like Ali's face as he was walking away was just like, like trying not to smirk.
Yeah. I was impressed, to be fair, because I thought Sanchez would try to start a fight, and Dele Alli's like, "Yeah, I'll fight you," but Dele Alli's just be like, "Yeah, not bothered, mate. What are you gonna do? You're losing 2-0. Come on, get sent off."
Yeah, it was.
So I like that for a change. He doesn't. He takes a lot of Dele Alli, I think. So I think that was one of the first times I've seen him like give it back quite a bit. So that was quite funny. But a good game, I think. Hopefully, I think neutrals like yourself enjoyed it.
I thought it was alright. Yeah, I thought Spurs played well. I think Man United. I know you hate it when people say it. I think Man United didn't play well. But I think that was because you played well, if that makes sense.
People always seem to say whenever Tottenham do well, it's always because the other team did badly. And I'm sure that, as you just said, I'm sure it's because we played well that it made them look bad. But I think you're right. Yeah, I think they did struggle. Actually, I was impressed at times with them going forwards, that they actually tried to, I guess, win the game or draw the game after they went behind. But they did. It didn't look very convincing.
No, because I think in the second half, I think the only time I saw, there was one chance where Lukaku got the ball over the top and then he just hit it straight at the reach.
Yeah.
And it was a difficult, it was like a hard shot or whatever. But that was about it.
Yeah.
And I don't remember, for the whole second half, I was like, I don't remember any other Man United chances. And I was like, you're Man United. I kind of expect, it's kind of that you expect them to do something at least. Yeah. Even if you're in a bad game, I expect you to have a shot from 40 yards or something and give me something to see, whereas I was all the way to De Gea was keeping him in the game. So
it was a bit, he put on Fellaini and Mata as well, which are two contrasting people, because the Fellaini would suggest you're going to try and not concede 5, I guess, when you're losing 2-0, but then the Mata suggests you're going to try and win it.
Yeah.
But I suppose given how forwards Pogba was, maybe Fellaini would just shore it up a little bit, and then he was trying to still win it.
I did, I heard them saying that they thought that Pogba might have not been injured, but not fit, so he was only going to give him 60 minutes anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, in the end, he only gave Fellaini 7 minutes, as it turned out.
It's less Fellaini, straight down the tunnel even.
Yeah, straight down the tunnel as well. I mean, Mourinho had come out since, I think, and said that he was injured. But it's such a Mourinho move, I feel, that you could easily put him on and be like, no, I'm sick of him already. Not doing what I wanted him to do. Get him off.
I don't know why. Like, maybe I need to watch Man United more, but I don't know why like Herrera and Matic don't start because I feel like they're too. Herrera just chases everything down, and I think I said Matic and I meant Mata. Sorry, that I think like him. I know Lingard's been playing well, but how is Mata, right?
It is Mata.
He's like, but
it is Mourinho who kicked him out of Chelsea.
True.
Maybe he's just having that phase again. And he's just like, why have I got this player again? Like, I got rid of him once.
He's come back.
I've just got rid of Mkhitaryan. I can't get rid of Mata as well.
Yeah, it's not a great look. But yeah, it was good. It was nice to see Tottenham win at Wembley. It was like a nice...
We've gone some serious games unbeaten there now.
Yeah, on a roll now.
Yeah, I want to say 18, but there's no way, surely, it's that many. There's no way of me even looking that up. So we'll just move on.
Arsenal lost. That was a good...
That was great for me.
It was a good moment for you, I expect.
That was a wonderful moment. What was our prediction for that? I remember you saying something about... I think you thought you were going to win.
Yes, I said... Arsenal...
You said you were going to concede, and you did that.
Yeah, I said Arsenal to win, but we'll concede because Cech won't keep his clean sheet record.
He's 200. He's still waiting for that 200, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And basically, it was his own fault, so he can go fuck himself.
Oh my god! Oh, I've seen the clip. Oh, it's so funny.
It's so... I don't understand. If you, like... I get it if that's what like your 12-year-old does at the park, and you're like, no, little Timmy, when you get the ball, you just hoof it forward.
Hit it into Rose's head.
Just get rid... Doesn't matter, just get rid of it. If you're like 36-year-old Petr Cech and you're like, I've won titles, I'm a great keeper, just get rid of it, mate. I don't care if it's... How many times have you been at like a wet, windy Liberty Stadium?
Yeah.
That you haven't got that excuse anymore.
Yeah.
Just get rid of it.
Get rid of the ball.
Oh.
I was surprised, to be fair, when I watched the clip, as funny as it was, because it's just stupid from Cech. I was impressed by how many Swansea players, because I didn't watch the game, but I was impressed with how many Swansea players were chasing that ball down. Because there were like 3 that were running at Cech when he had that ball. And I was like, actually, fair play, because that feels slightly worked, that mistake by Swansea. As much as it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, the whole move was like stupid, because the ball's coming towards like the touchline, and... Instead of keeping it in, just lets it go out for a throw-in.
Yeah.
Which is... You can do that, but like you have to realise that like you're going to be off the pitch while you take the throw-in.
Yeah.
But then he gives it to Mustafi, it's not a great pass, and then Mustafi's ball back to Cech is that last one that you see, which rolls across the front, which isn't a great pass in itself, and then Cech just does what he does. So the whole move is like a continuation of like, just get it forward, please. Yeah,
but what were you at this? It was 1-1, wasn't it?
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
So like that's...
And the first goal we conceded was because Granit Xhaka can't turn his head more than 2 degrees to look to see if someone might be behind him. And he's like, oh, just let that guy run. Oh, it's too late now, he scored. Fuck me.
I mean, it does sound poor defensively, again, but I don't know. I think slightly fair play to Swansea. Any Swansea fans, if you're out there, I've got your back here. Because I think at 1-1, that's quite a sign of intent for all 3 front players to like chase that down, like and force Cech into a mistake. Admittedly, not you shouldn't be making that mistake.
Yeah.
But I think if they, you could have easily just sat back, had got back into a position in a good shape for Swansea, sat defensively, and Cech probably wouldn't have made that mistake. Or if he did, there wouldn't have been people to pounce on it.
True. I mean, that's what they did for like the rest of the game, though. They played like Leicester last year. So for 90% of the game, they had all 11 people behind the ball. But when they got it, they sent maybe like the front 4 all went forward as quickly as they could.
Yeah.
And that was basically how every goal came. It's because we passed it sideways for about 10 minutes, lost the ball, and then they were like, oh, quick a chance, and that was it.
Mm.
Which, fair play to them. It worked for Leicester and it worked for them.
I think that's probably the way to play against you, to be honest, because if there's one thing you love doing, it's having possession of the ball and passing it around. So what better way to get you out of your comfort zone than to give you lots of pressure and force you to pass it too quickly? Yeah,
it's just the whole, like... I felt sorry because there were some... It's the same as I usually have with Arsenal. There were some good performances in there from players that weren't playing on our half of the halfway line. It's just that everyone who was on our half of the halfway line was not having a great game. Except for Monreal, of course, who, as I said last time, he's going to get a statue outside the Emirates because he's the greatest Arsenal player of all time. Seriously, just put him up front. It's like, it's not worth it anymore.
No.
We can sell Giroud. Sell all of them. Put Monreal up front.
I was going to say, actually...
His left foot's made of gold.
The big question is, would Sanchez have won you that game? Or drawn it, at the very least?
It's a good question.
Could he have been the difference, do you think? Do you think that's what was lacking? Could he have been the one that when everyone lost the ball in defence, he runs back and saves it, rather than actually scores up the other end?
I don't think that so much as I think he's one of those players who will make something happen.
Yeah.
I think in those kind of games it's good because you have a lot of the ball, it doesn't matter if he gets it and loses it a bunch of times because you keep getting it back. What you need is someone with kind of the impetus to go forward and do something that might lose them the ball or might get you a goal.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I saw Ozil doing that a reasonable amount, but Iwobi on the other side doesn't... You know, he's young, but, like, he's not good enough. At the moment to, like, be playing. And then you've kind of got a situation where then everyone else is just sitting there. I think we missed Wilshere, as sad as it sounds, because he's played about 3 games for us.
I was about to say, did Wilshere play? Because what you're describing sounds like a Wilshere type of player.
And Ramsey, I think, is a good player, but he can only do so much. I mean, Xhaka had a shocker, so maybe I should like leave him out of it. But like, I'll say the same thing I said last time, which is he can't defend that.
Yeah, I think the description was before. He's just a big man.
Yeah, so he doesn't. You need someone who can chase, who's like mobile enough to chase the ball around.
Yeah.
So when they're on their quick counter, you either catch up with them and you like pull one over and get a yellow, or you win the ball, or you like have to slow them down or something. There's too many times where if someone gets away from Xhaka, then that's it. You're just like you're against 2 people because our two fullbacks are forward.
Yeah.
Ramsey's forward, Ozil's forward, like, and it's just I don't know.
It was quite interesting because you say about somebody like Xhaka, and I think of the probably best player in the league maybe for the past 2 seasons has been N'Golo Kante, and it's actually impressive how average Bournemouth made him look the other day because they just passed it around him like he wasn't there. Like he came forwards and he lost the ball so many times. Like, so even somebody like him, even if you were to go and buy him for a load of money now, he's not always going to be that sort of guy. So I don't know who you would get currently that could replace Xhaka in that role. Yeah,
I think the key is that you have to find a pairing of 2 people most often. So I think the thing that was good about like Leicester was they had Kante and Drinkwater who would sit there.
Yeah.
I think at Chelsea you had Kante and Matic who would sit there. And
That's
it means
true,
if one of them loses it, you've got another one to come back. So I think Xhaka can be the second man. He can be like your first line of defence. He just can't. He needs someone quick to run around. Like it's the same thing you can have like Mertesacker at centre back. You just need someone else next to him who can do the running. You can't have 2 Mertesackers, and that's what Xhaka is in midfield. You can't if you have Xhaka and then someone who's not there.
Yeah, that's very true. I forgot they don't have Matic at the minute, Chelsea.
I don't know. We had like Elneny on, who is he runs a lot, but he doesn't.
I was like, what did Coquelin used to do? Because he's gone now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's more that kind of player. To be fair, I thought they just sold him.
That's the guy that you're describing that you miss. He sold him.
Yeah, he wasn't good enough, but he was better in that role than other people we had. I think, if that makes sense. I don't think he was not as good a footballer, but he was more disciplined to sit there, chase things down, make a foul if he needed to. And I think Elneny is decent at that, but he's not the first name you want on your team sheet kind of thing. He's not whatever. If you're a big club, in quotation marks, you're not supposed to have Mohamed Elneny sitting there, ticking the ball along.
It does amaze me you went and spent all that money on Aubameyang and you've already got Lacazette. So what happens to Lacazette now? He's going to sit on the bench, presumably, or you're going to play both of them. But either way, what you really needed was somebody that you're describing a central defensive midfielder.
Yeah,
that can go alongside Xhaka. I
think definitely they need a CDM. I think Aubameyang and Lacazette can play together. I think you probably have, or I suspect you'll have either one playing just kind of in behind, or have Ozil on one side, Aubameyang on the other, and then Lacazette through the middle, or something like that.
Right, okay.
And then I think Mkhitaryan will be in that role that Ramsey fills, where he's like doing the running up and down. I don't know why, but that still leaves us the same problem. I think Wiltshire can do it a bit because he actually has a brain. Like, it's all it takes, really. He has enough of a brain to think, if I run forward here, I'm going to leave someone out of position.
Mm.
Which is sometimes all you need. You know, maybe you don't have to be the greatest player at it. But I think Arsenal, you see they tried then on deadline day to bid for Johnny Evans.
Oh, yeah. That's true. He did try.
But it screams of it screams of knowing what the problem is, but not being prepared enough to do anything about it.
Yeah, so, I also don't know. Like, I like Johnny Evans. He's a good centre back. I still don't. He wouldn't be your solution.
No,
you know, he's at West Brom. They just lost 3-0 to City.
Yeah, I don't.
So,
I mean, he didn't play. To be fair to him.
Oh, well, then that's probably why then.
But part of it is if you're gonna try and buy Johnny Evans, you need to not do it on deadline day. And
well, you did try previously to get him. You still didn't get him.
Well, yeah. Apparently, the only bid was on deadline day, so I don't know what the process is beforehand. But
it's probably just like a.
But it was
whispered down the corridor.
But even then, it was like we went to them on deadline day, and we couldn't get anywhere near their valuation. Is how they put it on Sky Sources.
Hmm.
But I find it hard to believe for a 30-year-old centre-back your valuation's more than like 20 million.
Yeah.
So if you're Arsenal, I have to think, do you want a centre-back or do you not?
Yeah.
If you've picked, like, I wouldn't pick Johnny Evans, but if you said we want Johnny Evans, we know you've got 20 million. We know that Aubameyang's wages are half of what Sanchez was on. So you've got whatever that, turns out to be 6 million a year.
Yeah.
You can pay Johnny Evans. You've let Walcott go. You've let Giroud go. They're both probably earning a fair amount. You've made the 20 million from them.
Yeah, you'd like to think you would just get that deal. It always seems to be because I'm like thinking of the Aubameyang deal and the Lacazette one when you got him originally. There seems to always be like 5 million difference. There seems to be such a sticking point with you. Like there was a bid in the excess of 50 million or something, wasn't there, for Aubameyang? And it was that was rejected, and suddenly they accepted at 60 million. I was like, why was that so hard to do? It reminds me of like Luis Suarez when you missed out on him because you're just like, oh yeah, 40 million and £1, like just to be cocky. I was like, just pay the extra money, get the good player.
Yeah.
So I feel like that you might have been like, oh yeah, 15 million for Johnny Evans. They're like, nah, 20. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I think that's that's the thing is that I don't. No disrespect to Johnny Evans. I don't want Johnny Evans, but if you're going to try and buy Johnny Evans, just do it and get it out of the way. Like, I can't believe that there's, on a side note, I can't believe that there's no central defensive midfielder or centre-back or someone that you can find to play that role. I get that a lot of the good ones aren't going to be available, but you just need someone even just to play parts of games. You just need a player to come on, do his thing, and then if it's still 0-0, you can be like, all right, you get off, throw on someone who's attacking.
Yeah.
But I find it hard to think you can't find a centre back. You're telling me there are no centre backs who want to play for Arsenal that you could buy? Like it just because at the moment I say it's okay losing 3-1, like maybe shows it isn't, but Koscielny and Mustafi do a decent job. I think Monreal can play in there. And then Kolasinac can play where he plays, but you're still short a centre back.
Yeah.
I think Rob Holding's fine, but it always ends in this situation. Same with Iwobi, where you put a lot of pressure on someone who doesn't need it. The idea with Man United is you should be able to put on Marcus Rashford and go, oh, he might do something, and if he doesn't, then you're like, oh well, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. That game, they put all the pressure on Alexis Sanchez and he didn't do anything, and they lost.
But that's what I mean. Alexis Sanchez should be able to take it because he's 29. He's a world-class player.
You mean like youngsters?
But you shouldn't have a situation where you end up forcing someone into the limelight and go do something.
Yeah.
And I think Arsenal a lot of the time end up in that situation where if we get 2 injuries to centre backs, we're like, Rob Holding, you're the centre back now, and that shouldn't. Man City don't do that.
No.
Man United don't do that. Chelsea don't do that even. Like, it's not. It doesn't show the same kind of intent. There's like 2 separate sides. I feel like the same kind of intent that you go, oh, we want Aubameyang, we're going to pay for Aubameyang, doesn't match up with I think we need a defender. Who should we buy? Oh, maybe let's bid for Johnny Evans. Oh, it's too late now. Fuck it. Like there's different people are doing these negotiations.
It does feel like me on like FIFA or Football Manager or something where like, oh man, the attacking players are the fun ones to buy. Like they're the ones that if all you have on your list are like, right, I want to get Aubameyang this window and Johnny Evans, you get Aubameyang first. You don't look at Johnny Evans and go, right, let's get him sorted first, and then deadline day we'll see if Aubameyang's available. You go, oh, I'd love to get Aubameyang in, and then you get him and you go, oh wait, Johnny Evans, no, window shut.
So yeah, I don't think it's the end of the world. I think it's the same thing with Arsenal as per usual. Like everything's like either the best thing ever or it's the worst thing ever. But I think this has been very average, and there haven't been problems that have been problems for a while that haven't been addressed. But
yeah,
we'll probably score some goals. We'll probably play great in some games. We'll probably lose to some shit teams. And I still think we need to win the Europa League if we're going to get in top four.
Yeah,
so
it's looking hard.
Doesn't really change that.
You're 8 points off now, top four, I think.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That's difficult now. Yeah, because I think we're 2 off and you're 6 off us. So yeah, that's good. Other than Europa League, that's going to be difficult for you to get back into the Champions League spaces. I think you're going to have to win the Europa League.
So after doing Man United, having taken the piss out of them last time.
But that's going to be difficult without a defence. As we said before, there's some good teams in it now. Although if you face Borussia Dortmund, as you jokingly said last time, which has now become true, they won't have Aubameyang. So,
oh bless him.
I don't know what they're going to do now. Oh, they've got Batshuayi.
Yeah, they've got Michy Batshuayi, who I still think is fine, but apparently
not.
Apparently he's.
I don't know.
He's terrible.
We mocked the transfer dealing, whoever's in charge of them, before, but like who thought in the head? You must have Conte either wasn't told, as I can imagine he probably wasn't, or he just in his head was like, yeah, Hazard up front is all right. Because how do you go, yeah, let's sign Giroud, but Morata was presumably suspended that game. I think that's why he didn't play. And Batshuayi's gone to Borussia Dortmund, so he's got no striker to play. I don't know who said to him, like, oh yeah, we can do all this, but you will have to get past... I've forgotten what team it is already. Who did they just play? Bournemouth. Yeah, I don't know who said to him, like, oh, you will have to get past Bournemouth without a striker. And he was like, Bournemouth? Hazard up front, easy.
Yeah, I mean, that whole thing, it seems like a merry-go-round of, like, players. So
it's an amazing, like, transfer triangle.
I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was part of that, where we were like, we're not letting Giroud go to you until... like, we've got Aubameyang, and they were going, we're not letting Aubameyang go until you've let... So they let Batshuayi go, and then there's, like, a day, and they're like, oh, we got Bournemouth tomorrow, and we're like, no, sorry, Giroud can't come yet. We haven't got...
Actually, maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was just to play by you.
I mean, I would... There's part of me, I feel bad for Giroud, because I think he's an incredibly nice man, so I'd be happy for him to go wherever he wants, but, like, there was part of me that was like, we should just keep him. Just be like, sorry, Giroud, your World Cup dreams are over. You're going to sit on that bench and Chelsea are not getting you.
Yeah. Like, I mean, to be fair, you bring in Aubameyang, you would have had 3 strikers. I mean, yeah, I agree that you probably could play Lacazette and Aubameyang together, at which point Giroud would be on the bench. But I wouldn't be surprised if Aubameyang or Lacazette takes the bench spot, and then Giroud just wouldn't play at all.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He doesn't get enough game time as it is, being on the bench for him. So
yeah, so I don't know that. After you signed Aubameyang, it would have been right for him to stay. I think you need him. I think he's the perfect. When you've got Lacazette and Aubameyang, who are both just pacey players, you do need that way to Stoke.
See, that's
80th minute. Let's throw
that's
through.
The interesting debate though that I was having the other day is, and this is more of a general thing, not necessarily an Arsenal thing, but do you need a plan B or should plan A be good enough?
I think, because I agree that Giroud should rightfully want to be starting, but at the same time, you should have your plan A, and I think you should have a plan B. So I think you should say to Giroud, like, I'm sorry you are on the bench, but you are my option if we're struggling. Like, you are still as important to me as they are, but I just want them to get the goals to begin with, and then you can come on, you know, maybe get a goal at the end. Or if it's not working, you'll get your chance. Or the other way around. You know, you put Aubameyang on the bench, you put Giroud up front to start against the game, and you go, oh, Giroud's not really doing it for me. Aubameyang, you go on, you know, hit him with pace instead of, like, height.
But do you think teams in general should have a plan B? Because I think, when I think about, this is what I was talking about the other day, is I was like, I think there used to be a time where if it got to the 80th minute and you were struggling, you throw a centre-back up front and you hoof the ball forward, and that's your putting a big player on. And now it's kind of, that, like with what Arsenal have been doing, it's kind of been similar to that, but you put Giroud on instead and he's your plan B.
Yeah.
But then when I think about like the best teams, even now, like, I don't know, like Man City, like Barcelona, PSG, Real Madrid, they haven't got a plan B, they're just really good. So they either win or they don't win. But most of the time they win because their plan A is so much better than everyone else's. So I don't know whether part of like what should be, I don't know if this is like, I'm not saying this is applicable to Arsenal or to anyone else really in the league, but like, should you be aiming for having your plan A be as good as possible?
Yeah. I mean, your plan A is what you always want to work. But I think you've got to have a plan B. I agree with you. The most successful teams at the minute don't seem to have a plan B. But I don't know if it's so much not a change in personnel, but an actual tactical change that they might do that's subtle enough that we don't see it as, you know, not experts of the game. You know, Guardiola might sit there and go, right, actually, you need to, rather than running with the ball, you start passing it or something, and that could change the tempo of the game or something. So if he's just like, you know, stop running down that wing, instead you come inside and pass it across, we'll break them down that way. Maybe it's just a simple change that they're doing, and that's their plan B that we can't see. Because I feel like you have to have a plan B, because otherwise you just don't. Your plan A is just, it just seems too cocky.
But then, like, I don't know, like Man City have only lost one game this season, and when it gets to the 89th minute, or even like what was it, the game against, was it Stoke or Southampton or someone, when Sterling scored late, and it was the 94th minute, and they made like 30 passes before they scored. And I was like, you madmen, cross it. Do something. But they're like, no, this is how we play. And I suppose,
I don't know if that's so rare, though, because that's a full, from every single player, that's a belief. And every player is buying into Guardiola's system. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if it's so hard to get 11 players to do that's why teams need a plan B. Because a Man City, if everyone is like, wow, Guardiola's a great manager, look at what he's won. And they're like, you know what, I'm going to listen to him. And you don't have a cocky individual in that team that's like, he's like, why does he want me to pass it here? Let's just cross it. And if everyone buys in, they go, no, look at what he's done. I think that can work.
That's true. Maybe you need the kind of inspiration elsewhere.
Yeah, I don't know that every team has that. Because I can easily see like a Tottenham, a Harry Kane being like, oh my God, guys, get me the ball. And they're like, we're trying to play Pochettino's way. And he's like, fine, I'm just going to shoot then. And they're like, stop shooting, Harry. We're trying to like get you a good position here, or something. I could just, I don't know. I think it's very rare in those teams to have 11 players that will buy into that style of play so much that Plan A will always work.
I don't have an answer. I just thought it was interesting.
Interesting point. Interesting point.
But yeah, shall we move on to a transfer roundup, as it were?
Oh, the transfer roundup. I mean, we've sort of covered a few, but we have. Yeah, we'll go to the summary.
So Tottenham bought Lucas Moura, as we speculated they might.
I mean, that was from start to finish. Just knew was going to happen. And like Tottenham like to do with transfers, left it late, deadline day, decided to actually finalise it. They made like a 20-second video of like the signing of him with all these handshakes and stuff, and I was like, so that's what you've been doing all day, rather than announcing him.
Fucking
You've been trying to get all the camera angles or something for the announcement video.
I do. At first, I liked these announcement videos, and now I'm so sick of this shit.
Yeah, it was really funny, like, to begin with.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like, please just announce it on Twitter. Just go, we've signed such that. I'm like, good.
Yeah,
cool,
I just want a picture. I don't want, like, stop making a meme out of signing your player. I just want them to score goals or save goals or do whatever they do. I don't need them, like, doing a funny dance or whatever and being like, oh, I've signed. Oh. Yo, Pierre, you want to come out here? No. Sign him. Get the contract, man. Get him in training. Get him on
the contract picture. Yeah, just get him out there.
Yeah, get him on the treadmill. You know. What else was there? I mean, we discussed this as more before.
Tottenham, more. Yeah, that was just a done deal. From there. Well, actually, we were a bit like unsure because we said if there was a bidding war between clubs, we wouldn't really sign him, and I didn't think we would. To be fair, as much as it was constantly like, oh, Tottenham are going to sign him, I was a bit like, yeah, but are we? Never really do. But we have, to be fair. Apparently Neymar's upset he's gone or something as well. Oh. I don't know where that's come from. I just heard Ian Wright say it. I don't know where he's got that from. So that's my only source, is I heard Ian Wright say that. So it's like a secondary source or something?
It's a Gwilym Blake right there.
Yeah, it is.
Do you see... Sorry, I was going off topic about Gwilym Blake. I'll leave it. Mahrez almost went to Man City. I say almost because he didn't really, but they bid for him.
I don't even... I saw something about it. It's like, oh, Mahrez upset his teammates because he's asked to leave. And I've seen a lot of former players come out and be like, fair play to him, you know, he's done what he can for Leicester. You know, he should be allowed to leave. But why? Why is it so... You know, why should he be allowed to leave? Just because he's done what he's supposed to have done? Why does he now suddenly think, you know what, I'm better than all of you, I'm going off to Man City? He's just done his job. You don't go into... Well, I suppose some people do. As I say, you don't go into any normal like office job, do you? And go, actually, guys, I've been with you for 3 years. I'm better than all of you. I'm off to this bigger company now. Like, screw you all. I'm better than you. You've just done your job. Like, you know, he was there to play football for Leicester, and he's played football for Leicester. Yeah. Just because he's been there for 4 years or whatever doesn't earn him a right to leave when he wants.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think more to the point, I think it's a bit stupid for Leicester to not sell him.
Yes, that is, yeah.
Because he's been... When they won the league, he was on a high, and they were like, we're not going to sell him. And then he had like a dip in form, and they were like, nope, still not going to sell him. And recently, he's been doing really well again.
Yeah.
And like, he must be 29 now, something like that.
He's not getting any younger. Yeah,
he's been like successful, and he's been a big name, but... You'd think if Man City came in and were like, look, here's... Because the report...
Like 60 million or something, wasn't it?
The reported thing was that Leicester wanted 92 million.
Oh, that's stupid.
I get why you can ask for it. But when they go, oh, we've only got 60, you go, oh, fucking take it, mate.
Well, like... they bought him for like 450,000, I think.
Yeah.
Something in that area. So, 60 million, I mean... And they let... That was the other argument I saw people keep making, was that they've let Kante and Drinkwater both go, and yet they're not letting Mahrez go. But I don't know. I still don't think he deserves to leave just because he's done well for them.
Yeah,
I think that's more to the reason why Leicester obviously want to keep him. But I agree with you in the fact like 60 million is a lot of money for him, and I mean, you know, that puts him level with Aubameyang. Would you say is that good?
We'll find out, won't we?
I suppose, yeah.
Find out on Saturday against Everton. Ooh, kill him. What about Mesut Ozil signing a new contract?
Yeah, that's just come out, really, isn't it?
Mesut. I'm doing the little M thing now.
The little M thing, yeah. No one can see it, but he is. I can be bear witness to that.
Gunners, yeah. He always puts that in his Instagram things. I love it. I don't think he knows what it means. I feel like he'd be the type who's like, Jamie, can you write my Instagram post for me? It's like, what's a gunner? The accent was terrible, but anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't good. Yeah, so 3.5 year deal?
Yep.
He's on? I don't know how old he is. Is that a good...
He'll be 32 by the time it runs out. I can't do maths.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't need you to. 32 by the time it runs out. That's fair, I suppose. Yeah, that's a good length deal. Apparently £350,000 a week, making him the highest earner.
Yeah.
I suppose now Sanchez is gone, quite happy too.
Yeah, that's where the money's gone. Apparently.
Yeah, maybe that was why they were like, oh, we don't have any money for Johnny Evans anymore. It's all gone to Ozil.
Yeah, I think they offered him the same deal, but then if I was getting 500,000 from United, I'd go there. No problem.
But yeah, I mean, it's what you predicted. You said he's too comfortable, so he won't really leave, and it looks like he hasn't. I mean, I didn't even see anyone interested in him. I mean, obviously there was the hype that he might not sign the contract, but I didn't see anyone be like, "Oh, we want to sign Ozil."
Yeah, I think he would have gone to a big club if his contract had run out. I don't think anyone was going to pay for it. I did find the funniest thing I did see was on Twitter there was a screenshot of these YouTube videos that had "Welcome to United" that people had edited together of him in a United shirt, and there were people tweeting it out on like Arsenal fan TV and stuff, and I was like, that's good. I like that. You can have Sanchez, but you're not taking out Mesut. But yeah, I think the main thing that's good about it is that it stops people saying Mesut Ozil hasn't signed a contract.
Yes.
That'll be nice. It'll be nice to go through 6 months, apart from Jack Wilshere, but we can forget about him for a minute. It'd be nice to go through 6 months of Arsenal without someone being like...
having a contract problem.
Who's got a contract now? We can leave it till the summer, and then...
You've got a whole 3 years now until Mesut will be back up for
Well, we'll get it till the summer, and then I think Ramsey will be on a year, and then we can start this all over again.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, back again.
But, yeah, that'll be nice to get out of the way. And he's been playing well recently, to his credit, so I can't be mad at him. As much as I am a Mesut fan, so I don't think I'd be mad at him anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm a Mesut fan, but then I'm a Tottenham fan, so I probably wouldn't be.
I just think he gets a lot of stick for stuff he shouldn't have to do in the first place. I don't think anyone's having a go at like Eriksen for not defending. Like,
oh, he did a little bit back in the day. When Poch was first integrating in his system, there was a little bit of like, Eriksen, get back. And there was constantly, I saw Merson's predictions, that little bit on Sky Sports. All the time, he'd be like, oh, Eriksen's just so lazy. Eriksen's just so this, Eriksen's so that. I was like, stop bitching about Eriksen. Like, he's a good player, all right? And, well, as you've seen against Man United and against Southampton when we drew, we really do miss him.
Yeah. And
that annoys me how much we miss him because he's becoming a bit... we've got Harry Kane, but he's useless without an Eriksen. So it annoys me because it's a bit like the Sanchez at Arsenal. It's a bit like, oh, what are we going to do when he's injured? And so when Eriksen's out, it's a bit like, oh, shit, we're not winning this game, lads.
Yeah, I feel like Harry Kane's like a really good like phone or something, and then Eriksen's the charger.
Yeah.
Like Harry Kane does everything you need him to do. He'll win you the game on his own.
Yeah.
You can do everything from your phone, but if there's like 2 games where he's like a bit low on charge, Eriksen has to step in.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're like, well, Harry Kane just sits there and is like, please help. Battery so low.
Alli's like the cool app as well that you can't have unless both Eriksen and Kane are there. Like Alli will just be useless.
Yeah, whatever the kids are into.
And actually, coming back, I know we're in the transfer news section, but coming back, I forgot to make this point when I was talking about the Tottenham United game.
Yep.
We won, and do you know who didn't play until like the 85th minute?
Who?
Musa Sissoko. He's back again, lads.
The Musa hate is back.
The Musa hate is back. Finally, Poch got rid of whatever this love for Musa Sissoko is, and he played a normal team, and we won 2-0, and we looked very good and attacking without him. So I'm not just purely blaming him, because then he will become the Mesut Ozil of Tottenham, because I think a lot of people, from what I see on Twitter and things, people really do use him as a scapegoat. Every time we perform badly, we just like look at the team lineup and go, it's Musa Sissoko, burn the witch, like it's Musa, he's the reason we're not winning. And sometimes I think it is because of him, but I think he gets a bit too much stick. But anyway, I'm digressing from the transfer news and, just moaning about Musa as I always do.
One thing I saw that I thought was interesting was Watford signed Deulofeu from Barcelona.
Yes. Now, I want to say, very, very good signing. But he recently had a spell with Everton, didn't he, on loan?
He did.
And I don't think he really did anything for them.
He didn't.
No. So... yeah, I want to say what a quality signing for Watford. But I don't know that he's going to do anything again.
I think he's still a good player.
He's still a good player, yeah.
I think, he might not have performed to, like, I'm a Barcelona player kind of standard.
Yeah.
But I think, especially for Watford, I think if they've got that Richarlison guy on the left,
Yeah.
and then someone like Deulofeu on the other side, I feel like they need players like that can get it into, like, a Troy Deeney or someone like that to, like, nod it in. You know what I mean? You need, like, a little bit of just that touch of, like, technical quality to give you that something else in the game.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to have thought that if he was going to do well at anywhere, he'd do well at Everton, because they're quite a nice attacking team, a nice footballing team, and he struggled there. So I don't know. Maybe Watford will be good for him, as you say. He might play the right way for Watford.
Burnley collecting the Tottenham leftovers. Nkadu on loan and Aaron Lennon from Everton.
Yeah.
Went to the second-hand shop, picked up some Tottenham.
Yeah,
Oxfam.
it was in Tottenham. Nkadu, I've said before, I think I said it last week. I think good signing for Burnley, but I'm unsure what Pochettino wants to do with him when he comes back. I feel like he's just sort of being like, I want to sign Mora. And Levy's like, we've got too many players, Poch. He's like, I want Mora. It's like, all right, we'll get rid of someone then. And he's like, well, don't use Nkadu. He just ships him out. But then Aaron Lennon. He's past his peak. I mean, he was never really good for Tottenham. He was sort of at Tottenham when we were, like, on the up, but it wasn't anything amazing. He's just very, very quick.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if he's that anymore.
No.
He's probably probably losing it, but
I imagine it's a good option for Burnley. I feel like he won't even get in first team, but he's probably a good person to have on the bench. He's probably a good person, actually, more than anything, to have in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Because I think he's been through a lot with different clubs, at Everton and Tottenham. And, he's quite an experienced England international as well. So he's probably a good person at this moment in the season, especially for Burnley, because they're doing quite well. I think they're still just below you, aren't they? So he's probably a good person to bring in and be like, yeah, come on, guys. Like, you're doing really well. Let's stay at this level. Let's stay above mid-table.
What about the last one? Daniel Sturridge going to West Brom. I'm not sure. I'll put my opinion out there first this time. I think that comes across as a good, he's going to get him some goals. I'm not convinced.
No.
I'm not convinced that Sturridge... I think, to be fair, I think he would, in a strange way, I think he would for Liverpool, because I think he suits that style of play. I'm not convinced, in the 3 years since the buzz has been built up about him, that he's a good enough player to sit up there on his own, like he's going to do at West Brom.
Yeah, and just not...
banging 15 a season. I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was watching the Sky Sports. I didn't see the game, but I saw, when all the people are doing the reviews of the game on Sky Sports. I was watching that, and it was the Man City West Brom game, and he was saying like, oh, Sturridge would be like, he'd be grateful he's not in that team right now, because I think it was Rondon that was up front, just wasn't getting any service at all. He just stuck up there on his own. And I think you're right. I don't think Sturridge can be that player that is the lone striker that can deal with that, because after being at Liverpool, you want to be having more success and getting quite a lot of service, and I think that's a backward step in his career. And just he'll struggle to get anything at West Brom. I feel quite sorry for him, because I feel without all of his injuries in his career, I think he could be a very good striker.
Yeah, he's definitely had a tough time, isn't he?
I think he's just so... I feel like he's just missed out on a large part of his career due to injury, and he's just a bit further back than he should be, in his quality as a footballer. And that's why he struggled at Liverpool. But I think that's why he'll struggle at West Brom as well. I don't think he'll adapt to the way they play.
Yeah, I would agree.
Good. First time we've probably ever agreed on anything.
Probably. This is a good reason.
There must have been more deals than that. Obviously, Aubameyang to Arsenal.
Yeah. Don't know if there's any in particular we haven't covered.
Giroud to Chelsea, out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Batshuayi again, as we said in the transfer triangle.
They signed that right back as well, didn't they, from Roma? Or left back, I don't know. He's a full back. I think people say full back because I never know what it means.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce his name. Very Italian sounding name from Roma.
Oh, right, okay. I haven't seen that one.
For like 17 million or something.
Oh, wow. The other one, actually, is Mangala. Has gone on loan to Everton from City.
I saw that.
Yeah. I don't know if that's the answer to Everton's problems. I haven't seen him a lot at City. He always looked like he was filled with mistakes to me. He never seemed very comfortable in that position. He feels like he should be more of like a CDM because so he can make a mistake and then he has someone behind him to cover it for
Can
it.
get away with it.
But I think that's an interesting signing because he's probably again experienced from Man City, so he'll slot into a good Everton team. I feel like that's what they're going for at the minute with Rooney and everything. But yeah, he could be all right.
Yeah, I think he can't make them worse. like he can only do, especially if they're going to move to like, I don't know if they've played any like five at the back, but they've got Ashley Williams, haven't they? Jagielka probably still plays.
Yeah.
They've kind of got some good.
They've got Michael Keane as well, haven't they?
Oh yeah. I forgot about him. So especially for like a Sam Allardyce team, they've got some good.
Yeah,
got good defenders.
Good defences, yeah.
And I mean Walcott scored twice for them, so.
Oh, Walcott, yeah.
Won them the game.
Oh man, Arsenal have let some good players go.
You should have seen Walcott before we let him go. Wally Walcott was having a shocker.
Yeah, I mean he wasn't ever very good for you. He was a hazard that was like, I can play up front. Like, no, Theo, no, you can't. Stop fooling yourself.
I won't say a bad word about him. Scored over 100 goals, so I can't speak bad on Walcott's name. Bless him. He was always. He wasn't quite Giroud. Giroud's like he gets the ultimate respect for me because he just doesn't complain. It's the same as you with Michel Vorm.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I love Michel. He just sits there. Even on Football Manager, somebody's programmed it in so that Michel Vorm doesn't complain when he doesn't play. He's like, just sit there, Michel. You'll get a couple of cup games. You're still involved. I think he made his 100th appearance for us in that cup game against Newport County. I was like, really? You only played 100? He's been here like 5 or 6 years now. I was like, that's his 100th game.
Bless him.
So yeah, the biggest, not transfer related, but biggest signing almost because they've got him back in a way is Seamus Coleman for Everton, back from a 6-month injury, I think, which is always nice to see a player after a long-term injury back and playing.
Yeah, I think that it's like people underestimate how difficult like that kind of thing is because as much as people are like, oh, I love to play football wouldn't it be so great to be a footballer? Apparently they're farmers now too.
Yeah, apparently from the West Country.
But you do forget that, you know, if you break your leg or something...
You have broken your leg.
One, you've broken your leg, which is bad for normal people. Yeah. 2, you can't go to work, which sounds like a dream until you're like, what do I do?
Yeah.
I'm 26 and I've been a footballer the whole time. Yeah. Since I was 14, I played football every single day. And now I'm like, oh, well, I guess I don't even... you don't go to training. You go see the physio,
I was going to say, though, like, I'm pretty sure... At least I'm sure with the Tottenham ones, whenever I see somebody get injured, they say they do still turn up to the training centre, but just as you say, to see the physio, do some rehabilitation and stuff. But so if you have 6 months of that, so if you have to still turn up for work, but not to do the work that you do, just to recover, that must be horrible. So I think huge credit to him, because not that I think he would have ended his career with that, but. You know, it takes a lot to come back from that.
I mean, Aaron Ramsey's still not the same ever since he broke his leg, bless him. I would, to be fair, I don't blame him, I would be the same. Every time I see someone slide tackle towards him, you can see his eyes be like, don't. So I would be I'd be, jumping out of the way at tackles all day. Don't touch me.
Yeah, poor Wilshere as well. Every time he gets in a tackle, I'm like, oh, stretcher.
What was it? I think I heard Gary Neville saying that on the debate. He was like, every time I see someone tackle Wilshere, I just think leg break. And I'm like, it's a bit rude.
Yeah, that's a bit hard.
I don't think you should
Don't hope for it.
Yeah, don't be like...
Not that I think it's funny when it happens either. But
leg break. Gary Neville, what's he like?
Never mind.
Shall we do some predictions for this weekend's foosball? So, Burnley Man City is the first game.
Oh, I mean, Unkadu.
Oh, yeah.
Could step up.
We're going 4-0 Burnley.
Yeah, 4-0 Burnley. Easy.
Unkadu 2, Lennon 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or cool. Hat-trick each. 6-0.
6-0, yep. That's that one done.
In all seriousness, though, are we saying City win for that one?
I'm saying City win.
Well, that's just not... That's a cop-out.
Yeah, I think City win 2-1, 3-1.
I'll be a risk taker, and probably the reason why I don't ever win my Super 6, and say Burnley could get a draw.
Okay.
I could see a 2-2, maybe?
2-2? Let's go with that. Bournemouth Stoke. Surely. Bournemouth have just beaten Chelsea, so...
Yeah, but Stoke are exactly the kind of team I guess you don't really want to come against, in that sense. Because Chelsea, are like, we're at Stamford Bridge, got a win, and I think Bournemouth had 3 shots on goal and scored all 3 of them, or something in that game. So that's perfect to face against Chelsea. Against Stoke, I'd still say Bournemouth win.
You still thinking Bournemouth?
Yeah, probably 2-0.
2-0?
Stoke aren't what they used to be in terms of defensive.
Yeah, I'd go for a 1-0 or something dull. Brighton West Ham.
I think we predicted the Brighton one from last time, didn't we? That was Southampton and Brighton, which was just a 1-1 draw.
Yeah.
And then West Ham, Crystal Palace, also 1-1 draw. I might go with a draw.
I'll go with a 1-1 draw.
1-1 draw.
2 1-1 draw, please. Leicester Swansea.
Oh, Leicester just lost to Everton. They look... I feel like Leicester could have won that game against Everton, but they only really got back into it via a penalty. They didn't manage. Somehow Everton held out. I suppose Salah had a nice team.
I mean...
Good defending.
Leicester have got no Mahrez because he won't turn up.
True.
Be watching on Sky Sports from an unnamed location. They'll put the voice thing over him so they don't know who he is. Have someone turn up to the training ground with a mask on of Riyad Mahrez.
I still don't know. I mean, Swansea have just beaten you. They beat Liverpool. I don't think they'll beat Leicester.
Wow.
Sorry, Swansea fans. I had your back earlier about the Arsenal win, and I'm sort of slating you now.
What are you thinking?
I feel maybe like a 2-1 win Leicester.
A 2-1 win. I'm gonna go Swansea. I have faith. They've been on a good run. I'm gonna go 1-0 though, because I don't see, Kasper Schmeichel's probably not going to give him a goal in the same fashion.
Oh, I see. Yeah, in the same way Cech did. Yeah.
Man United Huddersfield.
Oh well, Man United off the back of that defeat to who was it now? Tottenham Hotspur.
The Hurricane team.
I mean,
sorry, Pep just came in.
Oh, hi Pep. Man United Huddersfield. Man United have got to win that. I mean, they have got to win it, but I feel like they've got to win it.
Yeah, it's a double goal win, isn't it?
So I would say they're going to win that 2-3-0. 2-0 maybe.
Yeah, I would go for the same. I'd go for a good 3-0. West Brom Southampton. What do you think?
Well, yeah, Southampton drew last time. West Brom lost to Man City. Daniel Sturridge, though, is he fit and in contention to play?
Played like the last 15 minutes,
did he?
I think, against Man City.
Oh, right.
I believe. So I think he should be. I feel like I'd probably go for a draw. I was gonna. Well, definitely wasn't going to say anything else. I'd go for a draw.
I will say West Brom then.
Yeah, West Brom.
I will say another like 2-1 West Brom.
And 2-1 West Brom. Arsenal Everton. I don't know anymore.
What, you just don't know what Arsenal team is going to turn up?
I don't know how this works with the football game that we play.
You smashed Everton in the reverse fixture, didn't you?
Yeah, it was the first game we played Sanchez, Lacazette and Ozil. We won like 4-0.
Ah, yes, yeah.
Great. So, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, Mkhitaryan, play them all. Fuck it.
Don't play any defenders.
Nah, not worth it. Defending's overrated anyway.
Just put Cech and Monreal.
I don't put Cech.
Just put Monreal in goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Monreal in defence. And then
Monreal
have Monreal
in midfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then everyone else forwards.
And then Monreal up front.
Oh, Monreal up front as well.
And then Ospina maybe on the wing, just because I feel sorry for him. He's just seen Cech do that and he still can't get a game. Oh, fuck Cech.
Fuck Cech, but what are your predictions?
I'm going to go for... I'll go for like a 2-0. I'll go for a 2-0. I think Sam will sit deep, but I think we're at home, so for some reason we remember how to play football when we play at home. So I'll go for a 2-0. I will go for an Aubameyang to score as well, and he'll do a flip.
Is that his celebration?
I think he does a flip.
Ah, right.
Seems like the type who'd score in his debut and then not score for another 20 games. Don't know why. I just get that vibe off him. Just like, I think it's when someone's really cocky, I think they'll score first and then they'll just go off the boil. So
yeah, I think they do a little bit. I think you could win that fairly easily. I will say a 3-0. 3-1 maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe concede.
I wouldn't be surprised. Petter's not going to get his clean sheet, put it that way. There we go. Might Darren Brown it.
And then on the Sunday fixtures, Crystal Palace, Newcastle.
Crystal Palace, I think, will win that game.
Yeah, Newcastle are still struggling, aren't they?
I'll go for
Crystal Palace drew. Did I say to West Ham?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I still think. I think it's because I wanted Tottenham to sign him. Wilfried Zaha, if he has a good day, he can beat a lot of people. So 2-0 Crystal Palace.
I'll go for a 2-1. I'm not... I think... I want Newcastle to do well. I just like Newcastle, but they're just shit.
Yeah, I quite like Newcastle, actually. I like Newcastle over Sunderland, at least.
That's not hard, really, though, is it? Bless them. What other games we got on?
The biggest game of the weekend, mate, you've forgotten about. Man. I think... Oh, no, not quite the last game. Obviously, it's all about television money, so there's one on Monday as well. But the last one on Sunday, Liverpool-Tottenham. I will let you predict that before me.
Liverpool-Tottenham. As much as I would like to think that Tottenham would win, I'm going to go for Liverpool because I think they, much like Arsenal, exclusively turn up in games that matter. So
yeah,
I can see a Liverpool win. I don't think it'll be one of those classic Liverpool games where they smash someone like 7-0 and it's like, oh my god, Liverpool are the best team ever. I can see it being...
I've given away my prediction now.
Because I think Poch understands the press better than most people. I just think that a lot of teams get caught out by the...
Yeah.
I think Liverpool almost go so far the other way. When you go to like a West Brom, you're like, oh, they're going to defend.
Yeah.
Like Liverpool, you're like, they're going to attack, but like not that much. And then you play them and you're like, Jesus Christ.
So attacking.
Stop attacking. It's too much, lads. Jurgen, calm it.
He's already dead.
So yeah, I'll go for a Liverpool maybe like 2-1, something like that. 3-1. Nothing.
Gosh, doing very kind on Tottenham. Yeah, I as a Tottenham fan, I just hate Anfield. I really hate Anfield. I don't think we've got a very good record at all there, of all places. And it's horrible. I swear they just don't turn up whenever we go to Anfield against Liverpool. And I could see it easily being another drubbing. I'd like to say, because we beat them 4-1 when we played them at Wembley.
Yeah.
But that was due to several Lovren mistakes. So if he's playing, Tottenham win. But, Anfield is just a different story. I think it honestly could be 3-0 Liverpool.
Yeah. We'll go for that.
I'm sorry, any Tottenham fans, because I'm also a Tottenham fan, but let's be realistic here.
I could, to be fair,
for
I
the
could
sake
also...
of a podcast, I'm giving a realistic prediction rather than my Tottenham prediction as a Tottenham fan would be 5-0 win to Tottenham.
I could also see Tottenham winning it but I think you have to go out and not play your usual game.
Yeah,
I think you have to not press. I think you have to sit and have like a Dembele and someone and just be like, look, we're gonna let you come at us and then wait for the mistake or wait for this.
Yeah, if we do what we did against City, which is where we're like, well, no, we're going to match you. Everyone comes and sits back against you. We're going to match you, City, and we just got hammered by them. So if we at all go out and go like, yeah, Liverpool, we know you're going to attack, but we're going to attack you because no one else does it, we will just get fully beaten. So, yeah. And we did that against you as well, actually. I think we didn't sit back in the way we should have. We were a bit like, yeah, easy win. And we came out and attacked you too much. That's why the Mourinho's and things, although it's boring, that's why they win league titles.
Yeah.
It's because in those big games, he knows how to get the results. He knows how... not against Tottenham, though. He knows how to get the teams to sit back against the big teams. And I think that's something Poch needs to learn before he goes off to Real Madrid. How to get that result. Because he doesn't do well with it at the minute. There's a slight arrogance to how we play that he needs to overcome. And just be like, you know what? Let's go back to our 5 at the back system. Let's just sit deep for a little bit. Let's just defend here. Let's concede possession and just not concede a goal.
Is that going to be the next big football swap? Is it going to be Poch for Zidane? Can you see it?
Oh, God.
That would be so good. I'm not going to start the topic, but I think that would be so good.
Fine.
What is the last game on Sunday?
It is Watford-Chelsea. That's quite a good game, I feel.
It is a good game. It's at Watford.
Yes.
You know what? Olivier Giroud. Perfect game. He is a man with very fine hair and probably some cojones.
I don't know. No, Giroud's too fancy for me. He takes a bit of a kick in and I think he's a bit of a wimp. I don't think he suits that game. I feel like you play him when he played for Arsenal against Watford, he just doesn't deal with it. I'm
going Chelsea 2-0.
Do you think Chelsea are going to win that game?
Chelsea 2-0, Giroud to score. Facts.
Wow.
I would bet on it, but I definitely would lose.
I really, really think, and this is probably why I'm going to lose this prediction, I really think Watford can win that game.
Okay.
After Chelsea's showing against Bournemouth, if they come out against that Watford team, I think that could be 2-0 win to Watford. 2-0? Yeah, I think Watford have it in them to fight for that.
And the last game on the Monday is...
Watford-Chelsea.
I thought it was on the Sunday. Well.
No.
And the predictions are done. Yay.
Predictions over. So, I guess we'll see next week what those are like, because the ones we did last week were not good at all.
Yeah, we got like 2 right.
2 right, yeah.
So
maybe.
Just don't do an accumulator if you're using these. Stick like £1 on each, and you might make back your money if you bet on Watford to beat Chelsea. Because you might get good odds on that
we
one.
got our own teams pretty right. You said that Arsenal definitely concede against Swansea. You didn't think they'd lose, but... And I said that if Tottenham play Eriksen against Man United, we'd win, and we did.
Yeah, actually, can I bet on just Arsenal to concede, no matter what the score? Will any bookie take that, or are they like, sorry, it's too certain? we won't take your money.
It'll be like 1-for-1 or something.
Yeah, I'll give you your money back. And this 10p if you like. No one's taking it. Right. I think that is the podcast. So, if you're listening, again, thank you.
Yeah, well done for making it this far.
You should drop your predictions in the comments or reply to us and tell us why we're wrong about something, because I'm sure we are.
Yeah, we will be. Also, let us know who you think was the best transfer deal, because I think for me, probably Giroud would be mine. I think that could be the best one.
I mean, I'd have to go for Pierre. You want to come out here?
Oh, yeah, you would. You want to?
Pierre.
You would go for Aubameyang.
I think the best value for money, Mesut Ozil.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, kill him.
True.
Cool.
So yeah, let us know who you think is the best value for money.
Yes, and we will be back next week with another podcast. So we'll see you then.
Bye.
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 Bye.